surprise. Deep to career, he starts from pole position. But here comes Alex Rins as well. Nakagami will lead into turn one. A brilliant start for the LCR round, but he's what?
Rins gained on Italian.
Who's that? It's a Ducati. It's a Ducati that's gone down.
Can't be Andretti.
Nakagami leads from Morbidelli and Alex Rins. Oh, Nakagami! He's gone! He's blown it!
He's out of the lead. Heartache early doors for LCR Honda.
Can you believe what you're seeing?
Riders already out of this Grand Prix. The inquest begins between Miller and Binder. What happened between those two? And out early on here in Aragon.
Heartbreak for Nakagami. That's on the Ducati. The 2019 Ducati is Sponsorama Racing in third. Then it's Maverick Vinales, and look at Juan Mir. He's up to fifth, the championship leader.
Can't take much more of this heart-stopping drama and tension in Motogp.
Oh, my heart is pumping through my chest. I feel so sorry for Taka Nakagami. But where do you live? Looking to make a move on Fabio Quartararo. He'll get out of the slipstream and might make a move into turn one. Pol Espargaro
absolutely dejected.
Just further back there, Dovi almost got himself in all sorts of trouble. I'm surprised to see that the incident involving Binder and Miller is currently under investigation. Franco Morbidelli it is, Sting, this is some time.
Yeah, this is a real tough one to swallow. Poor old Taka Nakagami. The floor at turn four. Heartache and pure dejection and frustration for him.
What a time to do it as well.
That is it for his championship challenge. Not a lot of people were backing him to stick his nose in the title fight, but I think
both of them got away okay. Through turn one. Binder's gone into the back of Jack Miller. He's gone in a bit hot.
Did Miller, though, have something ahead of him? 6.5 does the other for me.
Probably a racing incident, but for now we focus on this race ahead.
Been able to gap Fabio Quartararo, who's now come under real pressure from the charging LCR Honda of Cal Crutchlow.
Oh, wide there from Fabio Quartararo. Surely Crutchlow goes through. Crutchlow's wide, though, and allows back through.
48.554, about a tenth quicker than Alex Rins behind him. Zarco looking strong still in that third. Tucked up in fourth spot. We're looking back now at the famous stare of Cal Crutchlow. That was
everything A-OK so far, but Rins will be desperate to get through it, and given that he's got that soft front top job in third.
Taka Nakagami, as we said, caught out with that cold left-hand side of the front tyre. Thought he wanted, he was leading the pack. Really unfortunate for him then. Franco Morbidelli will drop down the hill into
first two laps where you need to get temperature into that hard front, and he's lapping the same sort of speed as the second half of the race with that hard front tyre.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Now here's the replay of Nakagami. Was he slightly wide?
Front just locked as well, did it from underneath him. Cruel for Taka Nakagami.
Got through on Crutchlow, and now he's also got through on Fabio Quartararo. So that hard front tyre, temperature in it.
Because yesterday, having tried it in FP4, he liked it, but said he didn't feel like it gave him the best feeling. Could pay dividends big time in the last 10 laps of this race, where we know the grip is going to drop away as it all.
Of Alex Rins, who's looking to try and make a move and thought about it on the flick left into turn 9. Down Alex Marquez 6th, Fabio Quartararo 7th.
Nothing to worry about here for Alex Rins. He knows that Morbidelli's league.
You've got to feel sorry for Taka Nakagami. He'll have another chance though. There's no flash in the pan from Nakagami in 2020. In the background from this group, and Alex Marquez is closing.
Yeah, high 148s from Marquez on that. Cal Crutchlow got himself in a KTM sandwich right now. Ahead of him is former Tech 3 Yamaha rider, hard charging Miguel Oliveira, who's about to fire up the inside of Crutchlow. Yeah, smoke pours off Oliveira's left boot, but on the
fastest lap of the race, Alex Marquez at 48.186. Alex Marquez on the Repsol Honda.
Yeah, and will Maverick Vinales' late switch to the soft front up to 4th, 5th and 6th gear. That's where it has a clear advantage over the factory Yamaha.
Good lap coming in here. He's maybe just gapped Rins by another 10th. We're on board here with his teammate, Rins stepped by the Italian at the front of this race.
So much quicker than his teammate Fabio Quartararo at the moment.
Spring back into life in the middle stages of this race, though.
Well, that's where he'll be hoping, because they're all starting to gang up on Quartararo.
Good job so far then from Franco Morbidelli. 48.089, an all-time lap record for him.
Corners, turns 10, turn 16 and 17, how he could turn that Repsol Honda without overheat, and he's going to have the better tyre life and endurance with the hard front tyre. Pecco Bagnaia's entered the pits, not quite sure.
Told that Alex Marquez is coming and it will have worried him. He had to get through on Maverick Viñales, and that was lovely through turn.
Marquez well capable of making light work of Viñales as well. Look at it, swarming all over is the 73.
He's going for Dan class.
Yeah, brilliant.
Onto the back straight, and the Yamaha, no answer for the Honda in a straight line either.
Look, as Mir was running in a little bit wide there, wasn't he, through 16 and 17?
He was. He really was. Across the line, keeping an eye on the rest of the lap times. Yeah, Alex Marquez in good shape at this moment. Johan's up. Yeah, he is being joined by a couple of pretty hot-looking KTMs right now.
He's nowhere near Morbidelli. Last lap 6/10 slower than Morbidelli, so he's just nowhere even close to being on the side.
Crucially to Joan Mir in the World Championship.
He's going to be hoping that those guys behind him on the soft rear are going to hit grip. The trust he has in that front tyre and the front end setup of that Honda is quite incredible. Suzuki, awesome, absolutely beautifully done by Alex Marquez. Viñales by nearly 7/10 of a second.
Here he'll lead us from the helicopter. That's around 3/4 of a second between.
You've got to feel that Mir and Marquez will probably help to get on Zarco's rear tyre quite easily, passing him on that Ducati.
There is Joan Mir, the World Championship leader, looking for his 6th podium. That he's got Mir and Alex Marquez behind him. The gap between Mir and Zarco right now is just about half of Fabio Quartararo in the battle for 7th.
You have to credit Quartararo because he's digging deep here.
So close in MotoGP. Iker Lecuona in 13th place is lapping just as quick as Morbidelli. Throws down a touch by Alex Rins.
If you heard a thud at home, it was probably Maverick Viñales' jaw hitting Marquez. Marquez has already taken a second out of Maverick Viñales, only passed him a couple of laps ago.
Oh, that was a nasty crack. He got front row seat of that.
Yeah, not the first time this year, is it, that Brad Binder's been caught up in a little
thing between Alex Rins in 2nd and Johan Zarco back in 3rd. Now, will that be a concern for Joan Mir
this weekend? Are they going to help out their teammates to win the World Championship? Are Franco Morbidelli and Alex Rins battle? And they really, really are. Look at this, Morbidelli poised to close within 22 points of Joan Mir. If you
away down to the final round in Portugal. That's Fabio Quartararo, who weeks right now is struggling. He's in 7th place. Mind you, he's in better shape today than he was last time.
He's down in 12th place, trying to get on par with the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro.
For Morbidelli. Soft from Alex Rins. Zarco's going to do well here. As you can see now on your screen, starting to close in on the Sponsorama Ducati rider.
Yeah, and they wanted to make a pretty decisive break, haven't they, back here to the likes of Zarco, Mir and Marquez.
Mir might be in Rins, okay, yes, they're almost 2 seconds up the road for now, but there's 14 laps left when they cross the tee.
Yeah, what's the gap? Mir on that start of the last lap.
Zarco's way wide there, around turn 17.
The gap between Zarco is 3/10 back to Mir.
Here comes Polidot for the Frenchman. Trying to fight back, but it's no
with Fabio fading.
Aleix Espargaro having a slight Dovi just in turn ahead of Iker Lecuona. Top 10 still on the World Championship.
But you know how much he's having problems getting that rear tyre hooked up under accelerate directly ahead of it. But Dovi can't accelerate and get the drive out the corners to line Aleix Espargaro racing on that RSGP. So for Aleix Espargaro to be keeping Dovi at bay right now is a stellar performance by him.
It happens here on this back straight because Miguel Oliveira will have much more speed on the Yamaha here on this back side by side on the approach into turn 16, but Fabio is late on the brakes.
So far, yeah, the gap's come down to under a 10th now, so he's right on Zarco's case.
It's Marquez now who's actually being caught by Pol Espargaro, so Viñales also in trouble.
It's been a couple of times.
He had to do lovely.
He had to do that because Morbidelli and Rins are starting to break away. The gap had gone up to 2.7 top 2.
Yeah, well, Zarco now has got trouble in the form and shape of Alex Marquez, who we ride on board with.
Remember in Catalunya, and the problem was it just cost him that time at the end of the race where he couldn't reel in Rins or Quartararo.
Alex Marquez will not want to be stuck behind Johan Zarco for too many laps here if he has ambitions to turn 12 as well. This is a big opportunity for Alex Marquez. Can he do it in the flip-flop here?
Yeah, he's going to go for it.
Not this time.
No, he's not. He'll try and maybe Davey. He was so good last weekend. How many overtakes did Alex Marquez make in turns to stop Marquez attacking him on the brakes?
Zarco does sometimes run a bit wide through here, and through he comes.
Yeah.
Into fourth. Can he hold on though on the start-finish straight? Across the line. Zarco bites back again. He's got
Marquez because he's the faster man, clearly faster right now than Johan Zarco. This is giving Joan Mir a bit of breathing space.
Joan Mir just did. He had to do it. Can Johan Zarco find a way back through?
Cares particularly, he'll know he's got to get the good drive out of turns 14 and 15, so Zarco can't slipstream him down in Aragon. As good as that Suzuki.
Zarco here, he's not letting this one go, is he?
No, you know that he's an absolute war fight. Morbidelli at the moment is comfortably controlling Alex Rins. In fact, that's the rather safer distance between the two of them. At the moment, they're on course for a 1-2 to bring themselves right back into slower than his teammate leading the race. He's in 8th place at the moment. Here's Pol Espargaro, still close in a moment because the leaders are approaching the final couple of corners. 2.6 seconds the last time around, although as he just lost it, I think he has. Oliveira got him. It was just about the same positions, and now Pol Espargaro moves up the inside of Maverick Vinales. Quartararo in turn gives 11th. Every single point priceless for Fabio Quartararo at the moment, particularly with Joan Mir dragging themselves back in the championship contention.
Lecuona there charging through underneath Aleix Espargaro.
Cal Crutchlow and Andrea Dovizioso about to engage in a dogfight as well. They fought Davica Lecuona. These boys are mixing it like it's a Moto3 scrap.
Yeah, and any mistakes here all chunked together. These are your leaders out front. Half a second covering Franco Morbidelli.
Completely the opposite to Alex Rins, who's got the soft front, soft rear.
Conventional wisdom.
Morbidelli, Rins cannot get inside that half a second. Oliveira is going to have another pop at really hard on that front end of that Petronas Yamaha, and somehow still keeping the Portuguese.
Here comes Miguel Oliveira, and Fabio Quartararo drops to 9th place in this race. He bites back, so one of the guys out front, Alex Marquez has crashed out of this race.
Oh,
the hard front has bitten.
Chassis, Nakagami leading the race out on the first lap, and now Alex Marquez, who was...
This is Alex in 4th, flicking it right. He crashed there last week. Question mark at the end of this race when they analyse what's happened. Alex Marquez.
And weren't Nakagami and Marquez the only two men that have finished every single race so far this season?
Nakagami every single race this year. It just is incredible, isn't it? Right, half a second still up. Live championship as it stands. Morbidelli will only be a race win away from the championship lead.
And look at Maverick Vinales right now. He was the slowest man last time around by a long way inside the top 10. He's dropping like a stone. He's only 18 points down the champ.
Headway on the top 2.
No, he's not. The last 2 laps, Morbidelli and Rins have done 48.8s. Both the GP for Alex Marquez.
At some point in the next few laps, it was about lap 14-15 last week where he ran into trouble, but traditionally this is where
the last 2 laps, Morbidelli and Rins both did 48.8s and Mir did a 48.9, so there's nothing. The problem is he's let them get away by 2.6 seconds
because he was stuck behind Zarco.
Yeah,
a bitterly disappointing day for Honda here. 2 men with great chance of me has gone ahead of Cal Crutchlow. He's moved into 9th. I mean, he is from Salvage City.
I thought he'd used up all of his get out of jail free cards already by this stage of the season. 16, but again, he can't make the pass stick. He's got the inside line again. Can he make it through this? Can he keep Quartararo at bay on the brakes now into the first corner? We're about to find out.
Well, Dovi's eyes are about to light up.
If you want a man to launch rescue missions, it's Andrea Dovizioso, isn't it? He's great at getting himself back. They'd be fighting for a double podium. That's how good Taka Nakagami and Alex Marquez have been all weekend long.
Pol Espargaro as well. 5th place for the Red Bull KTM man now. There are your 2 leaders. There's Joan Mir. Dovi, 24 points down at the end of this. He'd chop your arm off for that. That is incredible. Pension and not top 10. And it might yet get better for Andrea Dovizioso. Simon.
Yes, had more left on it than almost all his competitors. I'm wondering, you know, he was saved in that rear.
Yeah, thanks.
Or not.
Thanks for that, Simon. Well, the big question mark is if he is out of laps.
He's 3.1 seconds behind, and Franco Morbidelli and Rins' pace is so strong. Pull over him and get right on his case. He finds that little bit extra, another 10th to pull away. And that's going to frustrate Dovi. I mean, Aleix Espargaro just run him out off the curb there, didn't he?
Too deep and hard, wasn't it? But hey, rubbing is racing is what they say. Aleix Espargaro.
Now he's got to do that hard work all over again, taking nothing away from Aleix Espargaro, because he has to make those corners with that lack of horsepower. So Aleix Espargaro perennially said, oh, Dobby.
No, oh dear. Just points just being thrown away from the Italian. There's Iker Lecuona. Now we have 3 KTMs inside the top 10.
Just aggressive, wasn't it, by Lecuona to get up the...
Believing it would be Honda's day, that they could challenge the Suzukis. At the moment, there's not a Honda in the top 10.
A shocking lap for Dovi. Came over the line in 9th place, got round wide by Aleix Espargaro.
Byron nodding his head in appreciation of his men, 3 of them. Paul Espargaro, Miguel way through on his former teammate Cal Crutchlow.
Terrible lap that by Dovizioso, the 52-1 begging as well there.
Well, the fastest man of that group, by the way, is Stefan Bradl, we should just point out, on the Repsol Honda. At the front, Franco Morbidelli is breaking away from Alex Rins. It's now up to almost
8:10.77, but crucially it was a couple of tenths faster than Alex Rins in 2nd place. That gap just under
inverted commas Yamahas of Fabio Quartararo and Vinales drop back. Still holding strong out front is Franco.
Out in Teruel. Probably not a lot of fingernails left on the 41-year-old's hands right now. He'll be willing Franco, which is going to haul Morbidelli right back in championship contention. He's blitzing away from Rins here.
Yeah, late 48s. No one can live with that right now. There is Maverick Vinales, who might yet win the Spanish Championship back in the day. And Maverick Vinales then, another championship rival, dropped hot on the heels of Fabio Quartararo.
What does Aleix Espargaro always say about the factory of Aprilia? And running out of time to get up on the case of Franco Morbidelli.
Well, so is Joan Mir, he out front.
Yeah, Mir's not had the pace of the 2 men ahead of him for quite... Back to Johann Zarco. Don't do anything stupid, don't take too many risks. 16 World Championship points for
the likes of Morbidelli and Alex Rins as we head into the final 3 rounds as well. Alex Rins up behind, trying everything to claw that gap back down. It's got...
It looks like, doesn't it? The Morbidelli's got him pretty comfortably covered right now. Like he was going to crack and buckle under pressure. He was the epitome of a composed rider. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he backed himself to do this. Better late than never, I guess.
The top guys in the World Championship. He's done a brilliant job so far, the Petronas Yamaha SR, the likes of Lynn Jarvis and co, when it comes to the machinery that he's on.
Yeah, I mean, he's been told it's crystal clear. They'll be in a hot lap. Morbidelli just matches it. Yet again, on that last lap, there was nothing between the two.
Well, as it stands right now, Davide Brivio and Suzuki are on for their 3rd. Will there be a winner, though? At the moment, it looks unlikely. The gap now 1.1 between Morbidelli.
A long time ago.
Iker Lecuona doing a brilliant job here as well. In 10th place, here comes Danilo Petrucci. Stefan Bradl still there as well.
Into that top 10 contention.
Over the 3 laps now remaining for him, and he's got 1.2 seconds in his back pocket over Alex.
Johann Zarco, and he takes 4th place on the factory KTM. These are, of course, teammates last.
Top 5 would be some result for them based on where they were this time 1 week ago.
And P5 for number Ducati throughout this Grand Prix. He would have learned a lot racing in the top 3 at the start of the race.
Joan Mir, is he just thinking about this championship a little here? Is it coming into his mind? Likewise Vinales, likewise Dovizioso, who has now firmly fallen behind Danilo Petrucci. Here comes Miguel Oliveira, challenging for the top 5, and makes it 2 KTMs in the top 5, going through.
7 have got a face full of Oliveira's number 88. But you know he's going to fight tooth and nail. Show a good fight with 2 Frenchmen today, hasn't he?
He really has. It's been a fantastic job.
A real comfortable buffer now. He's just stretching away. 1.5 seconds he leads Rins now.
It's gone down. Someone's gone down. Someone did not come across the line. The names just tumbled down the left. Is it Aleix Espargaro?
Yeah.
Me, that is cruel.
Because he's ridden his heart out today, Aleix Espargaro.
He was chasing down, approach to turn 16. Yeah, and look, it's almost like there was no brakes. Or just the engines just
could not deserve that, Aleix Espargaro, because he was doing a fantastic job.
Well, Franco more life, but who isn't at this stage of the race? At the moment, there is your championship leader, Joan Mir.
Locked elbows and had contact going down into turn 1, but since then nobody's laid a glove on this man. Class from Morbidelli here in Motorland. Alex Rins has really tried to put the pressure on. Morbidelli has just been able to eke away from Rins relatively comfortably.
The final lap of Yamaha camp with Quartararo down in 8th, but this man will be over the moon. Ramon Facada. What for him? No. A little there has, but then for everyone there has. But this has just been outstanding.
And you can see Rins has just taken in the day. 45 points in a week though. Represents a good 7 days for Alex Rins in terms of his champion
results, with different winners here, with different manufacturers having their highs and lows. Yeah. The same man is finishing.
And be decisive. He does not want to be the Motogp World Champion though, doesn't he? Without winning a single race. He's had Zamora 125cc World Champion in 1999. You know that Mia is desperate to take that.
They are. Morbidelli made it quite clear that he's not out of it yet. And you think of how the seed, well, they could be arguably leading this World Championship had fortune gone their way, but today they've both been...
Has been absolutely faultless, he's been flawless, and as we come into the final corner we can finally say
it's second of the season, the number 21 does it, and 2 Suzuki's on the podium again. Alex Rins in job from Polish Spargaro 4th, and just across the line there, that's close, really close. Zarco, I think, just
coming over the line in 13th place. Bradl got him late on as well. What happened late on the Dobby? Did he just run out of late on? Was Andrea Dovizioso. Hats off though to this man, Petronas Quartararo. Stunning success for Morbidelli, his 2nd win of the season. Of course, he won
races to go. Franco Morbidelli, quality ride, and Valentino Rossi watching back at home, who he hoped